Hey guys, hope you're doing well. We're back working on the Fusion today. We've got some new parts we need to install, as well as some old parts we need to remove to send them to reupholstery. We've got a lot to do, so let me show you what we've got so we can get started. We've got one package here, another one right here, another one right here. We've got a goat fuel to keep us going, and then this little one bar for when I inevitably get hungry. Chances are, if you sell something in purple, I will probably buy it. The next thing we need to remove are these door panels, because this little insert right here, I'm gonna get reupholstered as well. If you had the factory red leather interior, this little piece right here was also red. So for the new color that we're going for, I wanna make it look relatively factory. So I'm gonna get this little piece right here reupholstered as well to give it a much more factory and uniform look. Also need to get the center console lid out. As you can see, it has a little tear right there, which is exactly where my elbow goes. Now I am gonna get it reupholstered in the new color as well, which is actually something that would not come colored. I believe in every single car they're black. Could be wrong, they might have changed it at some point, but I know that I didn't actually change it when I had the tan interior. It was already black, but we're gonna go for the new color on this as well. Now, just a friendly little tip that's helped me a ton. If you're ever unsure of how to remove something, look for that part online and you might actually find some mounting points. So for the center console lid, I did find that there's just like this little bracket right here. So it looks like this is basically what you're supposed to keep on, and you actually don't mess with those hinges. So if that's the case, it should be relatively easy and we can get this thing off in a couple minutes. And it does seem to check out. Got a few screws right there, so let's see if we can get those things out. All right, so it looks like a T20 is the size to get those screws out. Well, that works. Just to recap where we are, last week we pulled out the seats, the carpet, and all the interior panels. So these two have been accounted for. We vacuumed and deep cleaned the carpet, and honestly, it was pretty bad. Like, here's the proof right here. This is all just the sludge that came out of it. I blame a lot of spilled soda and then eating in the car from road trips. And if you haven't done this, I would definitely suggest doing this because it gets bad pretty quickly, in all honesty, and I was really not expecting this. And trust me, it is looking so much better. We also upgraded the footwell lights from RGB to RGB IC. Now, the footwell lights were actually one of the first things ever done to this car, so it was definitely time for an upgrade. Now, for those of you that were asking what the difference is between RGB and RGB IC, RGB just means you have one single color on an LED strip, and RGB IC means you have multiple colors on a single strip. So you can see it right here on this strip, turning it away so it doesn't get all blown out, but you can see the colors that are forming through this single LED strip as opposed to having just one on the whole thing. Now, the ones underneath the dash are good to go. These for the back, however, do need to be mounted underneath the bucket seats, but we are waiting for those on the reupholstery situation. And this is like the sweetest packaging I've ever gotten, because not only do you have a smiley face right here that looks kind of like the guy from Cloudy with a Chance Meatballs, but you also have the thank you written out with the heart exclamation point. So this is a side piece for the center console. This is in the factory black because the original piece I had was tan. As you know, my interior used to be tan. And rather than swap it to black initially, what I did was I painted it white to kind of go with that monochromatic look. It looked really cool, but again, for the seats being reupholstered a different color, I don't want colors to crash, so we're gonna be getting rid of all the white in the interior. And rather than just paint those old pieces black, going for an OEM look with the factory black. Granted, this could use a little cleanup, but it's not really scuffed or anything, so it's gonna be a good candidate for some of the new cleaning products we have. Nothing against this seller, but I mean, the packaging on the other one's cooler. I'm very much hoping I didn't accidentally order two of the same side, because I don't remember if I was going by the pictures or the listing names. I ordered these pieces on a little bit of a whim, so it's very costly.
They asked you how you are, you just want to say that you're fine.
I did. These are both exactly the same piece. I mean, this piece was like 15 bucks, so it's really no big deal, but now we just gotta wait for another one to come in, and yeah. I'll make sure to pay attention. And this last piece is this little rear cover right here. Now, this is also in really good condition. You can see it has all four clips still here. It also has a little sticker right there. The actual cigarette lighter is pretty cleaned up as well. I'm probably gonna get some more packages as this video is going on. All right, we're all good now. $34, free shipping for this piece is honestly a really good deal. These pieces, I gotta imagine, are not inexpensive to ship just because they're a little bit larger. Granted, they don't weigh much, but they do take up space. So we've got it right here, and it's expected to be here in like 4 or 5 days, I think. Now, good news, little update. It's actually gonna be a pretty big update. We got confirmation that we can actually get these seats reupholstered because the shop I was initially gonna use is having some sort of delays, so gonna have to kind of move on from them. I found another shop Only thing is, it's in Houston, but this guy does some awesome work, so I'm really excited. We're gonna get the seats, the door panels, and the center console lid all done, which is gonna look really, really cool. It's gonna look very uniform. I really want to tell you guys the color, but I'm gonna wait for it, whether it's gonna be in this video or in the next video. Not really sure, it depends on how much work we get done in like a short amount of time. But I'm really, really excited, because this is basically gonna be like an entirely new look for the interior. In my opinion, what Ford should have offered from the factory, but they didn't, so we're doing it ourselves.
Now, you don't actually have to remove the pieces yourself. You can drop off your car and have the reupholstery shop take care of the whole process. However, I'm opting to do it myself. 1, to make their job a little easier. 2, because it actually lowers the total cost since there's no removal or reinstallation fee. But more specifically, 3, there's still a lot I gotta do to the car, so this way she can stay with me and I can continue knocking things out.
So it's probably gonna line up where the seats and the headliner are done at about the same time. However, I've yet to actually open the headliner, so let's go ahead and do that now. And we're also gonna take advantage of the Prime Day deals to do this a lot cheaper, because I've been quoted basically in the direction of $1,000 to get it wrapped in suede and add the starlights for how many I'm going for. It's a lot, granted, but I mean, it's a big project overall. So we are gonna be doing it ourselves. Hopefully everything turns out all right. I'm a little nervous, but I'm also very excited. Honestly, not having the most luck when it comes to timing and my intent or ability to do some stuff, mainly because I'm finding that when I have like the energy and the drive to like do some more in-depth stuff to the car, I'm waiting on other parts. And I can say that whenever I had finished the carpet and reinstalled it, I was ready to put the seats back, but at that time couldn't even get them to reupholstery. So we're still waiting for the reupholstery aspect. So again, all the coordination is a little tedious and it's not super ideal in the terms of like getting this project done, because I'm basically throwing a seat back in and out of the car when I need to drive it, because this car is a much more ideal scenario to drive if I'm going over like half an hour. Though I am working on a lot of different things at the same time for this car, I'm gonna try to make it where I can at least finish one thing in each video. Today, obviously the emphasis on the interior panels. However, I do think I should have put interior panels and then interior trim panels, mainly because we got a package today. So this is from the beautiful people over at Vinyl Frog, same wrap company that I currently have on my car. And we're gonna try to wrap the white interior trim panels with this. As you can see, it is this beautiful forged carbon pattern. And I think this will be a really, really nice touch. So here's a little bit of a closer glimpse at the color. As you can see, it is gorgeous, very, very glossy, which is something I absolutely love with their vinyl. Very excited to get it done, because I don't necessarily have to be here in the garage for it. I can do it inside the house. But of course, it's gonna be a very DIY job, so bear with me and we're gonna try our best. And then we were also just delivered the Starlight kit from Chinley, same guys that did the Starlight kit I have now. And this is actually gonna be 450 stars as opposed to the 300 that I have, so literally 50% more. So with more stars, we're definitely needing a beefier module, and we do have the twinkle effect, which is that little filter in there. So that actually moves around so that the lights can actually twinkle, and it looks really cool, but we can get into that a little bit later in a different video. However, the suede is not here yet, so we're probably gonna start with the interior trim pieces. Now, Yvette, being the sweetheart that she is, already cleaned a lot of the interior pieces, but this piece being new is gonna be what we're addressing. So we're gonna go over it with a nice little general cleaning solution, and then from there, we're gonna put some hyper dressing on it from Meguiar's, which is the stuff we picked up in the last video. This stuff is really awesome. You can see it has some scuffs, some imperfections here and there. And then compared to this piece, which is the B-pillar cover, pretty drastically different. This one looks a little bit more faded, a little bit more worn. This one has a nice shine to it, nice and protected as well. So we're gonna just try to get this the same as that.
I've actually been really impressed with the hyper dressing overall, because the pieces that Yvette initially cleaned over a week ago at this point still have a really, really nice shine to them, which says a lot because they've just been sitting there. And as you guys know, the garage is gonna be, constantly having cars moving in and out and dust, debris, just everything kicked up, and they're still looking awesome. It makes the pieces look brand new, like they're fresh out of the factory, and that is exactly what I'm going for.
Honestly, this stuff smells amazing, and D170 kind of looks like it spells my name, so it makes me like it even more. I tried positioning it back where it was, but you can see now these two pieces look awesome together. So it has a nice shine, smells great, and a nice protectant as well. Very tempted to go ahead and check off the interior panels off the list, but we're still waiting on the other piece because I messed up and got two of the same side, which is pretty lame. But just know everything is in motion. I have the next 3 videos already scheduled, basically. It's just a matter of like getting the pieces together. But that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I will see you in the next one.